Right now we are joined by head coach Todd Richards, who is getting ready for tonight's game against the Penguins. Once again, Todd, you look out here today, a little bit of an optional, but you got a lot of guys on the ice. First of all, no Sergei Bobrovsky. What's his status right now?
He's going to come out on the ice here and go out with Ian Clark and work a little bit. Still not feeling great. Curtis McElhaney will make the start tonight.
What about elsewhere in the lineup? Were you happy with what you got against Detroit? Will you keep the same thing?
Same lineup, yeah. We'll go with the guys I thought played hard and deserve a second opportunity.
You got 2 days off after that game, which has been almost unthinkable as of late. You had the full day off on Wednesday. How important was it for the guys just to get away from the rink and maybe regroup a little bit mentally? Did you see a little bit more jump yesterday?
Yeah, you could. The energy was really high yesterday in practice, and that's what those days off do. And also winning. You win a big game versus Detroit in a real important game where we were in the standings. So at that time. And then you're able to enjoy it on the day off, and I think players were able to get away from the rink and just, both physically and mentally, probably more mentally than anything else, just get away and recharge the batteries.
Todd, Nathan Horton is a guy that, everyone's kind of been looking to. He's struggled a little bit here. But how valuable is he in that room, that locker room? When he came in, he's got the Stanley Cup pedigree. He's just a good guy all around. Do you see the young guys still, even though he's struggling, really respect him and where he fits in there?
Well, you know this, Jody. All the respect comes from what you've done in the past, what you've been able to accomplish in the past. And he's an NHL player. He's been in this league for a long time. And then I think you go back and you're able to look at what he was able to accomplish in Boston and winning the Stanley Cup. So there's a lot of respect that goes with that. And I think he has a lot to offer our group in the room. And, he's not necessarily a stand-up guy and going to take charge type of guy, but he's got some really good leadership qualities in him, and I think he does have some things, little things here and there, and playing in big games, which all these games are now coming down the stretch. But he's been a part of a lot of them, and he can offer a lot of insight and maybe some tips, and he can help guys out and maybe say something to relax the room. So. You go out and you sign guys in free agency, and you're always trying to get the best guys to talent-wise that are going to help your team. But there's a lot of these other things that go along with signing players, guys that have won in the past, guys that have been part of big games, and leadership in the room. That you bring a guy in like Nathan Horton, and he kind of fits all of those.
Todd, with no Evgeny Malkin in the lineup tonight, Pittsburgh usually staggers Crosby on one line, Malkin on another line, which can make matchups difficult. Without him in there tonight, how does that change your strategy as you try to match up against the Penguins?
Well, we're trying to match up against the Penguins, and you're absolutely right about that. Missing Malkin is a hole for them, but they got more than capable players to step in and fill in for him. I'm anticipating Crosby maybe playing a little bit more. These guys have lost 3 in a row, so they're in a place that they haven't been in. I haven't gone back and looked, but I don't know if they've lost 3 games all year this year in a row. So they're going to be a team that's pressing. They want to get on top of their game prior to the playoffs starting. And you take a look at the standings right now. If the playoffs were starting today, this would be our first round matchup.
One final thing for you. Ryan Johansen, in the game against Detroit, he looked like a man amongst boys. He really looked like he was trying to put the team on his back, really from that first shift and that first power play goal that he scored. How nice is that for you to see, and how important is it going to be in these last 10 games for you to see him play like that, maybe 8 out of the 10 games?
It's great for us to see him play like that. And this is what you want. Your big players, this is really their moment. Playing in these big games. This is where they have to elevate their play, and you can go around the league and you can look at teams that are doing well, and I'll bet most teams it's their best players have elevated. It's their moment to shine. Power plays, all these plays are critical. It doesn't mean you don't need other players on your team. Certainly the role players and the penalty killers and the defensemen and the goaltender, they all got to do their part, but your big time players have to do it. And I think Joey, playing in these big games, it's again another step for him, and not only in his talent and for his skill to develop, but also there's got to be some leadership in him too. He's a young player, and if you're going to be a first line center, a lot of that pressure falls onto that, and you have to be a leader.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Best of luck tonight against Pittsburgh.
All right, thanks, guys.
That is head coach Todd Richards joining us on the Blue Jackets Morning Skate.